Well, I really want to say that was one of the best shows that we've had here from the living room, and I want to thank everybody. And the culture of hate, the great thing is you're talking about emotion. And my question is, how would you fix things? Like, what would be the way you would educate the people about accepting diversity?
Well, obviously, before we can change the culture of hate, we have to figure out who to blame and ostracize them.
As a mob, thinking as one. That moved, get it! No, that thing is moving! Don't split up!
Bring in the probe! Get it first!
How about you, Maurice? I think you probably had more experience with hate than most people in the room.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's possible. I mean, first of all, you know, when you're trying to approach people about trying to change something, unfortunately, you know, there's this pessimistic part of me that just says anybody over 7, fuck them. You know, I'm looking at the kids and looking at what's being aimed at our kids 24/7 in terms of this accepted hate and ostracizing and prejudice and things like that. So my first attack, even though I may not have a very definite specific attack, my first attack on the hatred would be to try to undermine it by getting to the kids before they do, which is going to be really hard because they've got it really ingrained. But trying to get to the children and showing them some of the most basic results of hate.
Well, it's already in action. It's called No Child's Left Behind. We just reprogram and shove it to them some more.
No child's behind left.
You don't love us? You don't love us?
That's a Catholic faith race program.
Holy my.
My wife works for LAUSD, where they refer to it as the No Rich White Child Left Behind.
Oh, that's tasty. But I think kids would freak out if they saw what we were really doing. If our children looked at the bombings, if they looked at other frightened children. My grandson backed away from a little for 4th of July like the plague, ran back 15 feet. Of course, we were laughing because it was funny to us to see him, but actually it wasn't very funny to him. And if my grandson saw what we do to other families and the blood and the gore, 66 killed in a bombing just yesterday. It's horrific consciousness. Imagine you're holding your kids and saying, "It's okay, honey." Try to find.
We're the only country in the world not being shown that.
Really?
We're not allowed to because that might upset people.
Right.
You certainly don't want people to be upset by what their own country is doing in foreign lands.
This just in, a puppy was found in a drain pipe.
He was saved by George Clooney and Britney Spears.
98 years old and graduated from high school.
And then underneath, there's SARS in our water supply.
Yeah, what was that?
Subliminal.
But see, and I agree. I think that we are being raised to be idiots. I mean, we want everyone to worry about, is Marcia Clark doing a good job on that OJ trial?
And what's she wearing?
Right.
Yeah.
Is Michael
raised 12 years
Jackson a
ago.
pedophile or not? It's not a big deal. He's a pedophile. The court system will take care of it. But what we need to do is, why are we killing thousands of people every month?
Wait, we can't talk about that right now. We have to debate this flag burning issue.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which by one vote didn't get passed. I was so happy. I said, because see, they really think that the flag.
They got 65 votes?
They got 6. They were one vote away. And I said, if the flag was really the living thing that they said, because our country's a living thing, so therefore the flag is a living thing in 1942, I'd be taking that flag and go, pulling that thread apart. This is for Vietnam, Help me. No, you're gonna suffer right through your stars and stripes,
Well, I mean,
Star by star.
I didn't realize the vote was that close. I heard it, but I didn't realize. For me, that just further indicates the decay of the Democratic Party.
Oh.
The Democrastinators.
Yeah.
The Democrats and Republicans.
Good cop. They're good.
Right, exactly.
These guys are nuts. Listen, man, if it was up to me, I'd just let you go.
This Democratic Party.
You do not want him back in the room here. You're so lucky it's me. And then they're on the other side with coffee going, watch him freak out. I don't know what to do.
Look, they let us sign NAFTA now.
And both parties happen to get the same amount of money to fund their national campaigns. You know, nobody else gets any of that money. And so what we have...
And they're both slave animals. The pachyderm, well, that's the slave animal to wealthy people.
Right.
The donkey, that's the slave animal to poor people.
The 50-50 is dangerous because it's easier to rig the machines when they're that close. It's easier
Right,
to get
absolutely.
everybody at 50%, so it goes 4% more for the winning because Bush hadn't won the popular vote.
Right.
You know, and so all this electoral college crap comes in, but it's much easier if everybody just stays two thinkers and nothing in the middle.
Right, you know, and the fact that they won't let a third-party candidate go into debates with real ideas about, well, how about a national health insurance program? Neither of you two clowns have done anything about it in all of your
Get what
political
Tony Blair
careers.
gets, right up in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't for Ross Perot, we would not have beaten George Bush's ass. I heard he cried when he lost. I was so fucking happy. I was so crying, you bitch. You baby CIA
You know what?
ex-crap.
We need another
Die.
spoiler. We need another spoiler this time.
We do. We somebody with some balls that can throw them around.
Right. But
Neither elephant nor donkey.
Do you ever go to a store that says it's having this big sale, but if you really think about it, all they did was mark an absurd price on something that just knocked it back to fuck you pricing again?
right.
Oh yeah.
It's a fake middle.
Yeah.
We've been assigned this whole game that we have to play where you get either this felt banner or another, and all you're trying to do is walk to school without getting your ass kicked by depending on what side of a block you live on, for what team everybody's on. We're taught with sports how to hate for like insane, stupid, getting us ready for all the other hate training reasons. And they make them our pastime, so a lot of sports have hate your neighbor training in them. But it's because it's, you know, a pastime, and it's really back away and look how much it's defended. It's crazy. A soccer game, someone's going to die over a soccer game? Someone knows that there's something dark and inherently animalistic in man that's kept alive, and the WWF keeps monstrous behavior alive now.
Right.
Well, it's not.
Well, that's better.
Well,
That's
the
more honest. I love
WWF
that.
is really light in compared to the Ultimate Child.
We're just
Fighting
pretending to
Champion.
whoop ass.
The
But we're
ultimate-
not whooping ass.
But
ultimate
it
fighting
makes
game
kids
is
whoop
over the
each other's
top.
asses. It makes problem solving look like leaping off a thing and hitting with a chair. And you ever see the way they talk to each other?
But
I don't have any friend that talks like that. I don't have, hey Rick, you want to get a pizza? You know.
But we want to beat him.
our behavior.
No, you see, okay, wait a minute. Hang on, every girl wants a bad boy, but man, do you fit? You fucking hate it when he turns out to be a bad man.
Just next, you know.
They're only cute when they're small, huh?
But see,
Too small-minded.
our behavior, we're no longer allowed to be intellectual. We're no longer allowed to be.
Well, the first thing that any fascist organization does is vilify the intellectuals.
Right.
You can't have people thinking if you want to control them.
Scare off
I have
trying
no
to be
joke
like
about
them.
Explainers must die. It's true.
Yeah, explainers must
Teachers
die.
and intellects, first to go.
But and that's why we get fed all this crap. We're being fed all this brain pablum, so that they can manipulate. So you know, watch worldwide this wrestlers, but don't look at what we're doing in Iraq. You know, look at this guy hit this guy with a chair. He hit him with a goddamn chair, and we're over there using 500-pound bombs.
Well, they do want us to look at what we're doing in Iraq, but only through a particular lens.
Yeah.
I mean,
One lens fits everybody.
and
Yeah.
you know, we pay a lot of lip service to not wanting our kids to be violent, but the truth is the example we're setting from top to bottom of the adult culture is that all problems can be solved best through violence,
Oh, absolutely.
and most swiftly through bullying and violence.
Yeah.
You know, I have this feeling we got to wrap this show up, and I just want to give everybody a chance to get in the last word. And we got 2 minutes. Yeah. All right. So we do need to wrap it up. Laurie.
I'll take my 30 seconds.
All right.
I think it's very important for people to read. Take time to read. I love reading the LA Times. They do a really good job. I love anything you can read that's going to teach you an update on what's going on. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it's worthwhile, and you want to stay up on stuff because it's your money, your time, and your ass that they're pitching.
Thank
You're
you,
the one
Laurie.
that we
Buckley.
bought.
Well, I think the biggest countermeasure I can think of to counter the hatred is to love your kids and to encourage them to love each other and do whatever you can to keep that focus of love on the children, because they are easily manipulated. Might as well manipulate them for good.
Dylan.
There's a deeply embedded myth in American culture that says that anger and hatred make you stronger. And it is a basic lie. Anger and hatred weaken you every time. Only love strengthens.
Dylan Brody.
To elaborate that point, Dylan and I are going to do a demonstration now. Here. I'm going to be first, like when you ever been like, well, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to get you.
I have been like that.
And you're all weak because all your muscles are fighting each other.
Yes.
But then, if you're totally relaxed, and you just want to give the command, try to bend my arm now, because I'm not mad at you, man. I mean, I'm genuinely not mad. Both hands. You got to do it both hands. But the thing is, I'm just not pissed. I love you, buddy. And so I'm not going to waste any energy on my bicep at all.
Very nice.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it.
That's the idea. I can aim my energy. You can aim your emotions the same way.
Rick Overton. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more stimulating conversation. Free speech from the living room. Good night.
Yay.